chaos theory, butterfly effect, the 5-minute delay that paralyzed the world. It all began with an insignificant detail in Milan. A barista, distracted by a message on his phone, served an espresso 5 minutes late and slightly cold to a delivery driver. The driver, already annoyed and now more delayed, pulled his car out of the parking spot abruptly without checking his rearview mirror, driving into the bike lane. A cyclist coming quickly down the bike lane was forced to swerve violently to avoid being hit and fell onto the sidewalk, breaking his wrist. The cyclist was a chef who was scheduled to give an online cooking course in less than an hour, and due to the accident, the course was immediately canceled for 500 students. In Berlin, one of the frustrated students, Alex, who had planned his entire day around the course, decided to go to the supermarket, arriving 10 minutes earlier than usual. Alex, in a hurry, cut the line at the express checkout of a Russian software engineer, Irina, who became furious with the discourtesy. Irina, delayed 5 minutes due to the incident, missed her bus and, irritated, decided to take a taxi, but forgot her work briefcase at the bus stop. The briefcase contained the final prototype of a new security algorithm for a major airline, and when found by a homeless man, it was sold at a Berlin flea market. A technology journalist saw the prototype exposed, realized the algorithm's vulnerability, and published a sensational article about the airline's security crisis. The airline CEO in New York woke up to the crisis headline on his tablet and immediately canceled the launch of a new flight to Asia to contain the crisis. The plane from the canceled flight remained in the hangar, freeing up the runway slot at Hong Kong Airport. Air traffic control reallocated the empty slot to a cargo flight transporting vital medical supplies to Africa. The cargo flight, arriving 3 hours earlier than expected, was forced to wait on the runway under the scorching sun, causing the pilot's cabin to overheat, making the pilot sick. The sick pilot was replaced by a reserve pilot who was unfamiliar with that specific route. The reserve pilot made a small miscalculation while flying over the Sahara Desert, causing the cargo plane to use more fuel than planned to correct the route. The plane was forced to make an emergency landing in a small Moroccan town to refuel, blocking the only runway for 4 hours. An executive jet carrying a UN diplomat was prevented from landing in the town and had to be diverted to another country. The diplomat missed a critical peace meeting in Africa due to the diversion, causing the negotiations to fail. The failure of the peace negotiations caused a small border conflict that made the price of Brent crude oil rise by $2 on the global market. The surge in oil prices increased the production cost for a toy factory in China, forcing the layoff of 100 workers on the eve of the Chinese New Year. One laid-off worker, using his last money, bought a lottery ticket in Shanghai and won a huge prize, deciding to invest all the money in buying gold. The worker's sudden and massive investment caused an unexpected fluctuation in the global price of gold, resulting in a large pension fund in Australia losing $1 billion in a few hours. The pension fund was forced to drastically cut investment in a promising renewable energy research company in New Zealand. The research company laid off its chief scientist, who was weeks away from making a revolutionary discovery in solar energy. The scientist, lacking resources, sold the rights to his research to a large oil company, the same one that benefited from the oil price increase, which shelved the discovery for 50 years, paralyzing the future of clean energy. The global future was altered, all because of a coffee 5 minutes late in Milan.